It's summertime, it's hot out. I don't want to heat the kitchen up. So we're going to make a cheesy meatball soup. And we're going to make this in the slow cooker, which is cool because a lot of this I'm going to prep the night before. So in the morning, I just throw it all in. Check this out. Ingredients. Well, we need some carrots, we need an onion, and we need celery. Oh wait, I got no celery. I went to the fridge, so I'm going to the freezer, and I've got a bag of my soup mix, onions, carrots, and celery already chopped. Problem solved. So next is our potatoes. I got 3. The recipe calls for a cup. This is going to make, once it's peeled and diced up, it's going to make close to 3 cups. The problem is I only needed a cup, and actually 2 would have been a little better. So anywhere between a cup and a half and 2 is what you want. Nice bite-sized pieces are what we got. It works. So I didn't want to waste it. Plus I wasn't putting it in until the morning. Into a bowl, rinsed them off. Cold water, into the fridge it goes. Next up is our meatballs. Go to the store and buy a bag if you want. I want smaller bite-sized ones. So into the bowl, pound of ground beef. This is actually beef and pork. That is 1 cup of my homemade panko breadcrumbs. Yummy. Little salt. Little pepper. Little garlic, about a teaspoon each. And just because I had it out, about half a teaspoon of parsley, give it a little color. And of course the last ingredient that I'm throwing into this anyway is 1 egg, and that'll help hold it together. And we got to mix it all up. And that's what we do. Get your hands in there, get all gooey, mix it all up nice and tight. Now we're ready to make our meatballs. So I did this real quick. I kind of guessed at how small I wanted them, then I decided I want them even smaller. Rolling meatballs is pretty straightforward. This took me about 20 minutes start to finish, maybe a little longer, I'm not really sure. And there you go, I got 1 tin full of meatballs. That's how many a pound makes. I'm going to put them in the freezer for overnight. So here we are, our slow cooker's ready to rock and roll. We'll take the lid off it. I took the meatballs out of the freezer and they were kind of rock hard. This is an hour and they've been sitting out. So you might want to watch that should you be doing this first thing in the morning. I had to break them up a bit. Not too worried about that because they are going to cook down. Next goes our potatoes. Like I said, I probably would have put 2 cups in. So the next batch I would. This is 1 cup of corn, frozen corn out of the freezer, of course. And of course my soup mix goes in. It's starting to fill up pretty good, but it will reduce down as it cooks during the course of the day. Now this is 2 cups of water. I think I would rather put 3 in just to make it a little soupier because it was a pretty thick soup at the end of the day. And this is bouillon cubes. I used the bigger ones. It called for 2. I put 2 beef and a mushroom in. And you know what? I put a little too much. It was pretty salty. I think because of the size of them, if you use the smaller cubes, 3 is more than enough. Here we are 20 minutes later, and I want to give the bouillon a little bit of a stir. And of course, if you're not home, if you're at work while this is going on, you're not going to be able to do it. I don't know that it would matter that much. It's all going to break down anyway. But since I was home while I was cooking this up, I gave it a stir, kind of checked on it as it went along. Okay, this is the 4-hour mark, and look at how that's all reduced. It looks yummy. It smells yummy. But it's not ready because it's still got another 3 or 4 hours to go. So you want to let this really cook for 7-8 hours, which is perfect if you're heading off to work. Right by the time you get back, you've got your dinner pretty well ready. So the one thing at this point I would tell you, I would use 2 to 3 cups of beef stock instead of just the water, and I'd go easy on the beef bouillon cubes, maybe one little one. So we're going to give it a taste. Tastes yummy. I don't think I need any spices, so we're going to let this go till 20 minutes before it's done. Here we are. We're putting it aside because now we got to get the cheese in. Now you could use the block cheese. I just had cheese slices, which is basically the same thing. And now we're going to cut it up into strips, so this is going to go in our soup. This is the cheesy part. And if you had shredded cheese out of the bag or wanted to shred your own, hey, do that too if you want. I just decided that this is what I was going to use. It worked out fantastic, but I just didn't have the block cheese that the recipe calls for. It still worked. That's about 12 slices too, by the way. So let's bring our slow cooker over. And now let's get that cheese into the mix. Oh man, oh man. Just this, now you can see how one more cup would have made it a little soupier. Get it? Soupier? Because now we're going to add the cheese and this will thicken it up a bit. So in go the slices. And the reason 20 minutes, obviously, you want to let it melt down, right? So we're mushing it around just a little bit. There we go. That looks good. Put the lid back on. And check this out. Okay, it doesn't really look melted, but it is. So we'll give it a nice stir and incorporate everything. Oh. This is the point when you're cooking and you don't really want to wait, but you have to, because you got to finish that recipe. You got to bring it to the end. You can see the finish line there. You're really hungry. It smells so good. Look at that. Oh. Hey, let's get a bowl and try this out now. Yummy. This is the part I like, actually trying the stuff out. I mean, I already know it's going to taste good, but there's our cheesy meatball soup, right? Fresh out of the slow cooker. And it is so good. Another great recipe, and I hope you're going to try it. If you do, leave me a comment below. And while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed, give me a subscribe, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up, all that fun kind of stuff. I sure appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.